Welcome to another episode of Icon Presents. Today, I am joined by an incredible band, ladies and gentlemen, from San Diego, California, here to talk to us about all their upcoming new projects. Icon Presents The Reckless.
I beg your pardon, but you cannot stop what you have started. You must have me confused for someone who can be abused. You're in a metal noose, there is nothing you can do. So I think I'll leave you there, choking as you swear you can. Arrive, as you hit your decline. And I will lie, how do you lose the spine? Let me help you out and die. Away, take it all away. Away, take it all away. I say, don't delay. Away, take it all away. How can you have a say in where we go and where we pray? You built your profit on the claim that you were once a prophet. Oh, the world was in your hands, let it go without amends. Now the court can die like you, as they scream they know it's true. 'Cause it's a lie, built on the fear of spies. They'll try to rise, then ask how to comply. Let me help you out and die. Away, take it all away. Away, take it all away. I say, don't delay. Away, take it all away. 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 I say, don't delay. Away, take it all away. 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 I say, don't delay. Away, take it all away. With a beautiful face and a big old ass, she'll sit on your plate, but she's got no time for illusion. Only back with crazy delusions. I'm thinking way too long. Stop it or she'll be gone. Meet her at the bar and then I'll make her wanna leave, but not before she says you should come with me. She grabs me by the hand, gets closer to the bed. We get lost in the show. Before we wanna go, she says, be mine. I can't, 'cause I'm alive. So please, move on. I can't be the only one. down in a bed of roses. No love lost if we got no emotion. That's okay, cause we're here to play. Don't expect you to wanna stay. I don't care if you go, just asking you will know. Hope you're satisfied and I'll see you in the morning. We've seen our flags and I hope they're not warnings. As she moans in my ear, where do we go from here? Well, I don't really know, not sure if we would flow. She says, be mine. I can't, cause I'm alive. So please, move on. I can't be the only one. Don't say you never lied. I used to be like you, blinded to what was true. Your heart can never break if it's not left at stake. Don't expect me to cure your thoughts that are impure. I will not love you right, I'll just give you the night. She says, be mine. I can't, cause I'm alive. So please, move on. I can't be the only one. She says, be mine. Oh, I can't, cause I'm alive. So please, move on. Cause I can't be the only one. I don't want to be another name, lost in this world, this broken game, forgotten to those that come after me. So come on and say my name. I see them all, try to make it though. Some will win and some will lose. Just let me break through. Just let me break through. Just let me break on through. Remember me, so when I'm gone, I know. Remember me and sing along. So yeah, remember me. Time before I let it out and cry. I can't help but feel I'm wasting time, and I don't know what to do. Fighting hard for it every day. Failure is the price that I'll have to pay. Don't let me fade away. Don't let me fade away. Don't let me fade away. How many times will I try before I leave it all? Now I can see
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Reckless.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going today, guys?
It's going well, man. It's early, but now I'm awake. It's a day off, so I'm a little tired. But you know what? That performance woke me up. I was happy about it.
That's awesome, but you guys did great.
Thank you so
did
much.
absolutely great. I will say you guys were our guinea pigs to see how big we can do this.
Ooh.
We were always kind of like, okay, how many people can we fit in this space? We're working with a controlled area. Let's see how many can we fit in here. And so I'm just glad that like our chief nerd, first of all, Stephen Porter, ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause.
Killed it.
That is the chief nerd. He knocked it out of the park, and I cannot be happier with it. So real quick, do me a favor. We're gonna go around, just like we were in grade school. We're gonna do roll call. Right. Or introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fritz. I am the lead singer and guitar player of The Reckless. I'm from San Diego. Yeah. I think that was all the important info.
My name is Riku Milakoski. I am the drummer and singer, one of the singers for The Reckless. And I am initially born in Finland, but I was raised in San Diego.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Kelly. I'm originally from the Bay Area, and I moved to San Diego here back in August of 2023. I currently attend San Diego State, and I joined The Reckless in September of 2023.
Woo,
Nice.
Bang.
My name is Michael Kennedy. I am the bass player and singer of The Reckless. I was originally born in Jacksonville, Florida, but I spent 75 to 80% of my life in San Diego, so I'd just say I'm from San Diego.
Okay, got you. Now, as far as the band and the story of kind of like how The Reckless got started, my understanding is that the idea and the concept of The Reckless was kind of something born from the pandemic. And can you take me kind of through that story?
Yeah. So it's a long one, but thank God we're on a podcast. But I started The Reckless officially as an idea when I had first gotten laid off from my job during COVID, and I had basically nothing better to do. So I was just like sitting on my ass all day. And then I was like, you know, I got to spend some free time working on some stuff. So I had all these like saved up riffs from college and from high school that I was like, you know, let me see if I can do anything with these. And I started to explore them more, and they slowly started to become actual songs. And I was like, these aren't actually that bad. So let me see what I can do with this. So, and I had some money saved up from my working. So I hit up a former college friend of mine who was a drummer. His name, Jesse Noriega, and a former coworker friend of mine, Frank Rodriguez, to help me just do the bass and the drum parts. And this was about, a couple months after I kind of actually finished up recording some of the songs, or like demoing some of the songs. We went to Signature Sound Studio in Kearny Mesa,
Right.
to get all that stuff recorded. And it came out pretty good. There, like, you know, there was still, in hindsight, it can come out great, but that's okay.
Okay.
I didn't know as much at the time.
I got you. It's funny how that works.
Yeah. So I got, but basically after that point, then it was just like about like, okay, I want to start performing live. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, it took a long time to get that going.
Right.
So through that point, I had to get a new guitar player, I had to get a new bassist, and I had to get a new drummer. And I had just started working at a place called School of Rock. And they were an awesome place if you want to be a musician, because they allow you to meet a lot of other like-minded people.
Right.
So that's where I met my drummer. And then I met my former bass player at the time through an app called Vamper.
Okay.
Which is basically just Tinder for musicians. And then
that sounds wild.
Yeah. It's not as bad. It's not as bad as it sounds. There's a lot less
different intention.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Hopefully.
I mean, you never know.
At least from my experience. I haven't had anyone come in from those apps being like, all right, so what we really trying to do?
Bummer.
One day. Though.
Maybe one day. Here's dreaming. No. From there, we went, we started playing live a little bit. Our first show ever was at Queen Bee's, where I actually met Michael, who was in a different band at the time.
Okay.
But I just met him, and Michael came up to me. He was like, "That was probably the greatest thing I ever heard in my life. Oh my God, Fritz, you're so cool." And I think that was quote for quote. Oh, God. And I was like, "That's impressive. Maybe I'll keep going." And either way, we went about a year later, and then basically that next year was just, honestly, we were going through all the growing pains that we couldn't go through during the COVID years. So basically we went through just a string of guitars, bass players, drummers. There was a period of time where we had a new drummer 5 or 6 shows in a row. Like it was, so we couldn't do anything new. We released one new song in the span of like almost a year and a half. And that was Get in a Fight. And we couldn't release anything else. But during this time, Michael had left the other band at the time and was in a different band called Demand Less. And I played a show with him, and then our former bass player was leaving. So I was like, "Hey man, would you be interested in joining another group?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'd be down to check it out." So we had him come through, and he was down to join. And then the next person to join was Riku, because he was, again, just filling in at one of our shows. He was one of the 5 drummers, but I was like, just as like, "Please, can someone stay?" And then like, he was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm down to stay, but here's my caveat."
Vernacular.
Yeah.
That's some good vernacular. Caveat.
I went to college.
My father.
I went to college. But he was like, "Hey man, I'm down to join your band, but here's my thing. I've been like, I'm not sure if I would describe it as a session drummer or like how you would describe it, but
yeah, I was kind of like playing kind of corporate events, like weddings and like that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I just wanted to get like paid gigs. And basically, this dude wasn't going to pay me at all. So he had to talk me into it. And I said like, all right, well, first off, I want to like be a part of the songwriting process, because that's something I'd never really gotten to be in a lot of the other bands. And I wanted to be more involved with that. And he was down. Yeah. And I wanted us to learn how to play quietly and dynamically. So if we want to play at a bar and get paid to do it, we could do it. If we want to go, blow out ears at the punk rock club, we could do that too.
If you want to be on a podcast set.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then so we wanted to be a more versatile band.
Yeah. Awesome.
And yeah, we put in the work, and it's getting there.
Awesome. And then what's your name again?
John.
How did you join?
So I transferred to San Diego State last fall. I played in a couple bands in the Bay Area where I'm from. So I was going through the whole lessons you learn with bands up there. Like you deal with interesting promoters or good gigs, bad gigs, and all that. But I was getting a lot of experience up there, which was really fun. And then when I moved to San Diego, my mission was find a band or join one immediately as soon as I can. Not like, any band, but a band that I can see like a distance with. I ended up doing both, which was awesome. Very abundant. I met them at a show in Oceanside. Okay. There was a band from the Bay Area on that bill, and I had never seen them before, but I've heard of them when I was up in the Bay. So I was like, I'll go see them. And then I saw the Reckless was on the bill. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen them. They were playing as a trio at the time, and they sounded tight. I was like, dang, I really dig their set. He wasn't there, actually. No, they had a fill-in drummer.
Another fill-in drummer at the time.
Yeah. They had a fill-in drummer.
I'm getting paid somewhere.
I didn't meet Riku that night. I don't think I talked to Michael, but I did meet Fritz. I was like, yo, dope set, man. Like, that was super cool. And then, like, I forgot to follow them on Instagram, so I did it, like, a day or two later. But the day I followed them, I checked their story, and they posted, like, an ad. They're like, hey, we're looking for a new guitarist. And I'm like, no way.
Yeah, same day.
So I just, DM Fritz. I'm like, hey, I'm interested. We met the other day. And then he like interviewed me, whatever. It was super chill.
Mm-hmm.
We jammed a couple times. I learned their songs. They had me like learn specific songs, and then they were like, all right, get out of the room. And then I was just chilling in there for a few minutes.
We had our ritual. We drew a cross on the floor.
Yeah, whole
way that conversation went down, I was like, he's good, right? It's like, yeah, he's great.
It's like, yeah, 100%. I was like, dude, you killed it.
Thank you, man.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
this guy is over here. All he needs to do is clean his guitar to be amazing.
No, I'm sorry. I just like
Shit.
that guitar. I prefer just like the mileage on that guitar. But yeah, and then they had me in, and I was like, let's do it. And here we are.
But it's so funny because right before that, we had tried out a different guitarist, and both of them were pretty set. But I was like, let's wait. Let's not like jump on the first person that comes.
The right call there.
And then I'm so glad I made that call because like
Thanks, man.
right after he hit us up, he played, and I was like, I'm sold on him.
That's crazy.
Because it goes into just to really add on, because when we were finding that other guitar player, we had another guitar player, and he ended up moving to New York. Shout out to Daniel if he watches this.
All right.
But we were just like, okay, if we get another guitar player, we got to make sure he fits every single one of our criteria, because we had been maybe a little, not just like in appreciation to members, but a lot recently to like shows and how I went about things with a little bit of sense of desperation.
I got you.
Where I was like, I'll take what you got. Like, I don't give a shit. Like if it's a dingy bum studio or festival show in some random ass warehouse in bumfuck nowhere,
Playing a crack
I'll
house
take
at
it.
2 a.m.
You said festival next to it, I'll take it. And then my bandmates are like, hey, maybe not the best idea. Let's not do that anymore. And then so we like the first thing we applied it to was our new member, because we had been tightening our group up as a trio to really make sure like, okay, let's get our trio really, really tight here. Let's make sure we know how to jam. Let's make sure we got all of our stuff down. But as we were developing our music and our sound was just getting more complex and interesting, we're like, we need another guitar player. Like, you know, it's just, it adds a whole new range. And I had interviewed one person personally, and I knew right away he just wasn't ready. Like he just didn't know enough stuff. We had interviewed the second guy. He made to the second round of interviews. And he was a really good guitar player, but Michael had seen, like, I just don't think he has the energy and persona. Like on the guitar wise, he was perfectly skilled. He may be
a solid player,
very solid player.
I don't feel his energy. It's not like I don't
you gotta have that.
that.
It's important to have the energies mesh when it comes to bands. You could have somebody. I always tell people, like, talent will only get you so far. There's a lot of other aspects when it comes to it. You need discipline, and you need that creative aspect of things as well. And that energy, when you're working with a group of people, it's like, if everybody's not meshing together, then you're gonna have, especially like, you can't have somebody with a big head and it's like, it's all about me. And it's like, you don't want that type of energy. I get it. I get it. This guy's like, but it is all about it.
I mean, one of us founded the band, one day. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. I mean, it's true, but
no. 100. When I wanted to get a band, I did not want it to be like Fritz Feynman and the Reckless.
Fritz and the Reckless.
Yeah, I never wanted that. I like
even
always
though when you signed up, like, so when I sent out the link for the Calendly and for the booking of the episode, it still only said Fritz on there. And so then I was like, first off, I didn't know your first name. And so then I was like, who in the world is Fritz? And I was like, so I had to look back to our DM messages, and I was like, oh, okay, got you. That's the lead singer for the Reckless.
Gotcha.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. But then I had to put a face to the name, because it's like, when I go to your website, it's a picture of everybody there. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So then I was like, all right, one of these guys, Fritz. And
one of them guys.
Sure. So when you come in, it's like, all right, I got to be honest. I'm shocked you're not the drummer, because you're the biggest one in here. Because you're the biggest
Dude, if
one.
I was the drummer, it'd be a very expensive thing for me. It'd be just
right?
Well,
Your guitar looks like a small ukulele. All right, so tell me about your creative process a little bit. You worked on a lot of these songs and everything. You guys have some new projects coming out shortly. You told me about the Sexy Back project and all that kind of stuff. Give me a little insight into what you got, guys.
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of, I'll start with the Sexy Back cover, because that was kind of actually the first thing that I worked on, because I was just like, I've always like sometimes just listened to the radio, and I'm sure other people do this as well. Yeah, of course other people do it. I don't know why I'm trying to take pure credit. But I was listening to like a lot of radio songs, and I'm like, damn, man, if they added like some distortion and like real guitars, this song could be so cool. Like
I do that all the time.
Yeah,
I do it.
And or like also like same way, but like also like reversing and like being like, for example, like Encore with Jay-Z and like Linkin Park, like that combo is like lit. Like I thought the same way. It's like, man, if they turn this into rap, that could be kind of cool too. But I think much more in that rock sense. So like, for example, Post Malone is an artist that comes to mind that I'm like, bro, if he just made a freaking rock album,
I'm going to tell you, one of the songs that I hate that there's not a legit metal cover of is a song that play that funky music, white boy. And I'm not picking that song because you're all white boys. I'm not, I promise you that's not why I said that.
I mean, that's what I immediately interpreted. Okay, you're good.
But we were in the studio the other day and we were setting up, and I was like, okay, like, I don't know why we just started, like, I think it came on something or whatever. And I was like, yo, imagine if there was a metal cover to that song. And it was like, you just went heavy. And with that, I was like, and so I started looking it up, and we got I would love it if you guys did that.
I mean, it's a cool riff.
I'm like, yo, I was looking on YouTube, and I found this one band, and they did a cover of the song, but they were singing so out of tune. They were nowhere near. Yeah, I was like, cool, your music sounds okay, but it's just not it. But yeah, I'm like, nah, okay, go ahead, go.
Sorry, no, yeah. I don't mind that idea though. We've been looking at ways to, because we've done three pop or rock versions of pop songs. We've done Sexy Back, Smack That, and we've done Boom Boom Pow by Black Eyed Peas.
My gosh.
Now the one that's done the best is definitely Sexy Back. And just because our composition of it is really good, and like it just makes the most sense, at least how we've constructed it. And we practice it the most, which helps as well. Yeah. But it started out just me being like on the radio being like, damn, man, this could go hard as like a rock track. And so as it started out with just me and the most simplified version, I'll get the guys into it as they kind of develop their own thing, especially Riku and the drums. But I started out with just like bam, 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 and then that was basically the entire song. And then it would be and then just, distort it up a little bit, add a solo, and then sing it about normally. So it was very bare bones, but at the time it was still really cool because it had a lot of drops. It had a lot of like
it popped live.
Yeah,
First time I heard it, I was like, "That's sick."
Yeah, no, and people really liked it. But as we got through it, we Riku and especially Riku, but the other guys as well, they're like, "Hey, I think we can start to make this a little more interesting, basically, like especially to play."
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, the reason why it goes hard is because we have a little bit that we do at the show where Fritz dies at the end of the song before it. And then we have to...
Sexy has died.
And we bring him back.
Right? He's like Kenny.
Bringing Sexy back.
He's like Kenny from South Park. He dies every show.
On the ground.
Oh my gosh.
But I love he sends it every time. Like, no matter where we are, he'll lay down on the dirtiest floor ever. And he'll just... lay there
and just bounce him up. Bounce.
Sweet. We have my bass charge up like a defibrillator.
But like the first version of it was like 5 minutes long, but just bounce, because we would go through the whole song pretty much. And then I was like, at first I didn't want to play the song anymore because I'm like, this is stupid. But then like I saw a video of us on Instagram doing it, and like when it comes in, when he like initially gets up and he just goes up to the mic like, I'm bringing, and then he like does that shit. I was like, okay, we can't not do that. So
It's pretty fun. Yeah.
so like,
oh my god,
I was like, all right, if we make it like 3 minutes,
let's
we're good.
give it some dynamic shifts.
We
too,
added all these
like,
things.
It's very dynamic.
Yeah.
So we like every
I love
verse
how
has its
much
own,
we changed.
yeah.
Yeah. It has like a rock verse and like a funkier verse and then like a Rage Against the Machine type of verse, and then it just gets heavier and heavier as the song goes on and more drops. And we recently came up with this really cool, or these two guys came up with this really cool like solo where they harmonize and like shred.
Very metal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes,
It was
very
definitely
Avenged
A7X.
Sevenfold.
bro.
Okay,
It's
I
sick.
like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Dang, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
So you guys have that project coming up. What did you say that probably coming out like
So
May,
that hopefully
June,
will
or-
be coming around June. That
Okay.
would be my best guess.
Gotcha.
Maybe a little earlier, depending on how, but probably safest bet would be June.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys got the band. You're you kind of meshing everything together. Energy seems like it's all flowing well and everything like that. You got all the creativity, all good. Everything's good. So tell me, what's the big vision? What's our plan? What's the Reckless plan for the future?
Well, so I always break things up into like short-term goals and long-term goals.
Mhm.
Long-term goals to be the biggest band we could possibly be, you know, be playing sold out gigs at amphitheaters and stuff like that. That's the
Mhm.
goal, you know,
I got
like
you.
you if you don't aim at the stars, you're never going to hit them. So
Gotcha.
those are like the long-term goal. In terms of short-term goals,
Is that how that saying goes?
No.
Okay.
but I
Just
changed
shoot
it.
for the stars. Or
I
something
changed
like
it.
that.
It's shoot for the stars, but you know,
Let my
you
boy
can't
do it.
you can't
Reach
shoot
for
for
the
the
stars.
stars if you don't even aim at them. If you're shooting at the ground.
We had this
Exactly.
debate
You miss
the other
100%
day.
of the shots
and
you
re-
don't take, I guess.
The reason why I pointed that one out is because we literally had a debate the other day
Mhm.
of how that saying goes. Because
Yeah.
I said, isn't it like shoot for the moon, at least you'll aim amongst the stars,
That's
whatever
what
like that?
I-
That's what I thought. There's somebody.
That's cool.
It is. Somebody said no.
That's
It's
heavy.
shoot for the
That's
stars, or if you
hard.
don't make it, at least you'll land on the moon. And I'm like,
Huh?
it's kind of lame. Like I don't know which one's the correct one, and I
Yeah.
could easily look it up, but I like arguing about it better.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Shoot
it's
for the
a lot of
stars is how I've always heard it.
Or
Yeah.
reach for the stars or something.
Reach
Yeah,
for the
reach for the
stars.
stars.
Yeah, I always thought, or I just thought it's like, well, you can't hit the stars. You don't even aim to go there in the first place. So
I got you.
Be ambitious.
that was more just where I was going. Anyway. So we're gonna have a debate in the comments. Right? It's this.
Right,
Debate war in the
exactly.
comments. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, please
Um,
do clarify.
Yeah. But so in terms of short-term goals, so in May, we have a tour. We have our first small tour
Mhm.
planned where we're going basically just kind of a SoCal tour. We're going up to San Luis Obispo as the farthest point, and then we're doing a bunch of shows in LA.
Mhm.
We're also planning in the summer to potentially do some shows in the Bay. John's going to help us out with that.
Nice.
And we're starting to work with a manager to try and manage social media content. We're going to try to like explore that more because in today's age, as much
Yeah.
as like we don't really like to have to be on it,
You got to do it.
you got to do it.
You gotta do it.
So trying to just improve on all those aspects. So it's like smaller term goals, I'd like to get to 5,000 followers on Instagram by
Mhm.
the end of the year.
Okay.
I'd
Okay.
like to get to ideally 1,000 followers on Spotify as well by the end of the year.
Mhm.
And then probably the same. Well, I mean, we'll see if TikTok gets banned, but
Right.
you know, 1,000 on TikTok as well. So like those are kind of short-term goals. And then I'm like, okay, how can we achieve those things?
Mhm.
Because and it's hard to and also just get better at, like in musically wise, just get better every step of the way. But I feel like that is obviously super important.
Right.
But in terms of like, as I've been in the music industry more and more, I've seen how that is very important. But
Mhm.
I've also kind of seen how not as important as is compared to just how well you do business wise
Yeah.
and how well you do marketing and how well you
Mhm.
do managing and how well you just run yourself as a business.
Yeah.
So like the music is important, don't like without a doubt,
100%.
but
But,
you
like,
can also be
You know that there's some music out there that shouldn't be out there,
yes, yes, I do.
but they get attached to some great marketers and marketing teams and all that kind of stuff. And next thing you know, you have people like Sexy Red out there. Shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there. Fight me. It shouldn't be a thing.
No, but exactly. There's like in the music, it takes an equal amount of luck, skill, and hard work to get it all to just work together. So trying to just get better at every little thing that I possibly can. At the end of the day, I just want to make sure that whenever this project ends, whenever that may be, hopefully way down in my life, I can say I gave everything I got.
I got you.
To that. You know, that's my goals. Like, as long as, if I fail, and that was like our newest song, Remember Me, which will also be coming out soon. That was the story behind the lyrics. It was this thought of being like, you know, I want to make sure that my my life was worth something, that you people will remember.
Basically, like
what
an immortalized legacy.
Yeah, that I gave something back to this world. And I can say in my heart, it's like, hey, I may have not succeeded, but I knew I gave everything I had.
You're all.
Yeah.
That's important. And it's important for people to kind of be able to attach their name and basically give that effort into something. Like, that's what's going to give you purpose, right?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool. And it's important to always, you know, take that approach in so many various aspects of your life. It's like, cool. It's why they always tell you, take pride in your work and everything. It's like, these are the things, if you're going to do it, do it.
Yes.
Don't half step it. 100%. Don't kind of tiptoe around it, and don't treat it like it's casual. Kind of just, if you're going to do it, do it. Otherwise, don't waste people's time. Yeah. People get riled up. They start to support you and all that kind of stuff, and they follow up. I've seen it. Like, I've produced a ton of podcasts through the studio. And I'm not throwing any shots at anybody, but everybody knows, and a lot of it comes from people kind of trying something and then realizing that it may be more than what they thought. And I appreciate when people kind of take a step back and look and say, hey, that's going to require more than I actually have to put into it, or it doesn't feel the way that I thought it was going to feel to me. It's not as easy as it is. It's like people start a podcast because they see Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz and all these other podcasts out there, and it's like, that are making millions and doing all that kind of stuff. Andrew Schultz has the top podcast, comedy podcast in the world. He gets about, let me see, a couple million views per month, right? Yeah. The ads and everything like that, the financial aspect of that is very profitable. Yeah. But he's been doing it for years. And so I see people that come into something brand new and they want to be on that level. They're like, how come that YouTube check is not stacking up yet? And it's like, nah, don't quit your day job yet, man. Keep at it. And then you're going to build and build. And if you stay consistent and if you adapt, because this thing is, it's not a fixed pie where it's like, okay, only these type of people, whatever like that. A lot of people get that mindset and they start to victimize themselves and all that and tell you, oh, this is not going to be, it's not going to work out for you, or this is going to be up against me or whatever like that. Nah, man, it's not a fixed pie. The world, everything's becoming more and more decentralized. Look at Hollywood, look at the music industry and all that kind of stuff. The power is in the creators now. And so you get to take that and you get to build with it. Yeah. They have things like crowdfunding and Kickstarters for upcoming projects and everything. I'm looking forward to the Reckless music video that is going to be shot. It's going to look absolutely beautiful. You guys have so much talent and you have so much passion behind it.
I really appreciate that.
So much.
And it's amazing. And you want to see it. It's like, that's what I love about this platform, Icon Presents. That's the whole reason why we created this, to uplift creatives that are kind of breaking into industries and starting something new and kind of taking that energy. So before we leave, anything that you guys want to leave with the people, how do people support you? What can you kind of tell people that are coming up that may be afraid of kind of taking the step in risk that you're taking now?
You want to start from you, Mike? I talked the most last time.
In a sense, it's kind of like what Fritz was saying before, like just set short-term and long-term goals. You can set like, hey, I want to do this small thing. Like I want to get a show. Like if you're a starting band, just be like, I want to get a show with Soma, you know? that seems like a really popping spot. I want to get over there at some point in my music career. And then big goal would be like, hey, I want to sell out Sleep Train Amphitheater or something, you know. Dream big, but take steps to get to that big dream and be ready to put in the work and have a lot of people that support you. That's really what I want to say too. It's like, make sure you know where your supporters are.
Yeah, I get that.
Absolutely. I'd say everyone has dreams and ambitions, but not a lot of people have the guts to just start. That's the biggest thing. Just start. Because even if like you figure out this master plan of starting your goal or ambition, likely it's not going to be the final draft of your actual, you know, thing. So just start. Yeah. You know, that's how you learn the kinks. When Fritz was talking about the growing pains of a band and how I mentioned, you know, playing in the Bay, we'd have some awesome shows. We'd have a lot of empty room shows. Deal with some interesting promoters. You know, that's just part of learning the ropes of the music industry. So you just got to start, and you'll learn a lot of lessons, and you'll grow from it, and that's how you start scaling it. You know, I kind of treat it like a business. Yeah, I study marketing, so like, I got you. Nice. That's kind of how I'm like treating like my music ambitions is like a business. You know, starting small and scaling it and working within your means. You know, but having that, you know, those big ambitions, just kind of, you know, knowing what you can do and knowing what you got to do to keep scaling, you know, just never, I feel like failure is just giving up. Really. That's my thing. Yeah. My last name's Kelly. I was raised that Kelly never quits. So
I get it.
We ain't quitting.
I got you.
That's my 2 cents.
Love it.
Yeah, I guess I'd say kind of like what you were saying, make a ton of mistakes, because that's easily the best way to learn. And, you know, acknowledge critiques. Like, you don't have to follow everything that everyone says. If someone says, oh, this song was annoying, then there's like, you know, 1,000 other people who say it was awesome. Yeah. You know, it's a lot more fun to listen to the people who said it was awesome. So yeah, just John pretty much covered all of it. Yeah. That's all I got.
I love it.
Yeah, at least for me, similar to what John said, you gotta start. I never intended to be a vocalist. I did not like the way I sounded when I heard yourself. I can almost guarantee you most people do not like the way they sound back on camera. They don't like it.
100%.
So if you trust, and funny enough, even I love my family. They were like, yeah, maybe you should get a different vocalist. When I first did it.
Dude, trust me. When I played in Spring Fling, same thing, man.
So, but understand, they've heard your voice just as much as you've heard your voice. Yeah. So take everything, like similar to what Riku said, with a healthy level of understanding, and also understand very clearly that art of any sort is subjective. So for the amount of people that like your music, there's probably going to be double or triple the amount that don't like it. Yeah. As I say, Taylor Swift's one of the most popular artists in the world. I think she has like 300, probably more like maybe, let's go high estimates. She maybe has 1 billion streams on Spotify. That is still a minority of the people in the world. So you're not going to please everyone. So don't try to please everybody. Yeah. Try to make yourself happy, but also understand, hey, I could be doing this better. So there's that healthy introspection and being like, what am I doing really well? What am I not? What do I need to get better at? And attack it. You're not, as I remember watching a podcast where Dave Grohl was talking about how you probably will not like every aspect of the job when you first started. Like with music, I do not like being a part of the social media thing. I do not want to have to be on TikTok 21st. I do not want to have to be on Instagram all the time. But you got to do it, or you have to find a way to get past it.
Yeah, unless you got the money to hire people that can do it for you.
And that's another goal right there. Get someone else to deal with that shit. But I would always say, if you don't try, you'll never succeed. So it's always worth just trying. and just seeing where things can go. And you're going to have to do the dirty work. You're going to have to play some shows that no one's going to show up at. But as I'll give an example as before I leave, the worst show we ever played was at a place called the Rassel House. And the stage was a wrestling mat. And the sound was terrible, and you were just off balance the entire time.
Bad.
And it was just unbearable. But of the 5 or 6 people that were there, one of them was a booker for the holding company. And we got a show at the holding company next because he really liked it and he saw something in us. So you never know. You never know. So just do what you can, especially when you're starting out.
I love it. I love it. Alrighty. So for the people, how can they support you? Giving them your website, your socials, all of
it. Give us a follow.
Your social media, not your social security.
Yes, yes. My social security number.
Credit card information.
Follow our Instagram at The Reckless. That's where you can find where we post the most often. We also have like a link tree on there. You can find us at www.therecklessofficial.com. We have merch for sale on that as well. And then Spotify, just The Reckless. You can find us there too. But Instagram is where we're the most active, and that's where you can find our link tree. So at The Reckless on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure, and it's been so much fun having you guys on the show. I gotta be honest. I am looking forward to kind of seeing what you guys have in your future, man.
Thank you.
I'm so glad we were able to kind of conduct this interview at this level. I'm going to catch up with you probably in a year or two, because this is still going to be going on. Yeah. And I want to see what you guys are going to end up to next. I love it when you guys have your next upcoming projects, and hopefully Icon Industries can help you guys out wherever we can. And it's just going to be so much fun. Such a bright future. So with that being said, thank you for joining me for another episode of Icon Presents. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, everything, and kind of check out The Reckless. Check out the Icon Presents website. We thank you so much. Y'all take care.